Okay, hello everybody and welcome to a video. This video is going to be a video that talks about every Chelsea signing since the Boehly era. So, it's been now 2 full seasons of the Todd Boehly era and Chelsea have not looked great. First season under Todd Boehly, they finished 12th, I want to say, 11th maybe? I think it was 12th. And then this season they finished 6th place with a lot of signings. They spent over, about to do the math, I'd probably say 800, 900 million pounds, maybe a billion, somewhere close to it. And if you look at the players here on this list, it doesn't look so great. So my job here is to rank them, give you a little explanation, and yeah, so let's start. So the first one we have here is Raheem Sterling. Now, a lot of expectation was on Raheem Sterling when he came to Chelsea. He was meant to be kind of the carrier of our team because we had so many forwards that were just not putting in the effort, not putting in the goals. Havertz at the time, Ziyech, Pulisic. I think Werner was there, but we sold him eventually. So we ended up getting Raheem Sterling for around 47 million. I want to say maybe like 50. I'm a Chelsea fan, by the way, so I should probably explain that this is a tier list that I'm going to be very strict on, very cruel, because I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm very critical of these players. I want them to do well. And Raheem Sterling, out of all these players here, there's a lot of bad transfers on here. Raheem Sterling is a good signing. The reason I say he's a good signing is because he is a good player. We have seen glimpses of Raheem Sterling be a really good player. To start this season, we thought Raheem Sterling, he said it himself, which was proven to be wrong, obviously, that he was going to be the top scorer at Chelsea. After the Luton game, scored 2 goals against Luton, and he said, I'm going to be the top scorer for Chelsea this season. It didn't happen. He got dropped. His performances weren't looking great. But look, you bring in a player of his experience and his quality. Let's say he doesn't do well. It's 50 million for an experienced Premier League winger. Our wingers currently are super young, no experience. They can learn something off of Raheem Sterling. He's a multiple-time Premier League winner, 100-something goals in the Premier League at Man City. Yes, his form was tailing off at Man City. He came to us, didn't look the same player. In fact, maybe he did look the same player, just he didn't get the service that he did at Man City. But it doesn't take away the fact that Raheem Sterling is a very good player, and I think this is a good signing. I think he'll stay with us for another season, and we're in Europe now, so we need the depth. Raheem Sterling is a good depth player to have on our team, so I'm taking Raheem Sterling as a good signing. Just look at the names on this tier list. You're going to say he's a good signing compared to everyone else, okay? So let's take it into retrospect. Because the next signing we have here is Boehly, and I'm going to put him in horrible signing because I think he was genuinely a horrible signing because I think we got him for about 15-20 million, so it wasn't too much that we got for him, but he was 32, 31 at the time. Coming off of a season at Napoli, we thought we were going to get an incredible center back. Look, remember we got Thiago Silva for free. We thought we were getting Boehly, that kind of quality center back, to be a partner with Thiago Silva and to be kind of like for the next 3 years, build something for Chelsea here. Turned the complete opposite. He was absolutely horrible. He didn't know how to pass. He didn't know how to defend. He was so slow. He couldn't adapt to the Premier League. Talk about physicality, and he's a physical player, and he couldn't utilize it at all because he just got out-muscled by every striker. He then left to the Saudi League. I forgot what Saudi. Is it Al Nassr? I don't remember. He went to a Saudi League team, or I think we got a bit of our money back for him, but still, with the expectation that we had of Boehly, he's a horrible signing. Cucurella. Now, this has potential. I know we spent a lot of money on Cucurella. 62 million for a left back who ended up, well, we bought him as a backer really because Ben Chilwell was our starting left back and our star left back as well, by the way, because he, in my opinion, he was a top 3 left back at the time in the Premier League. We signed Cucurella, who's, you know, he had a really good season at Brighton, player of the season at Brighton, signed him for 62 million, and he was just, first season he was horrible. Let's just put that out there. First season at Chelsea, I'm not even gonna lie, he looked like the worst left back I've ever seen play football in my life. He couldn't run, he couldn't pass, he couldn't defend. He was the worst defender I've ever seen. When we moved to a back 3 that first season under Potter and under Lampard, or under Potter most of the time, moved to a back 3 in the Champions League. He had a really good game against Dortmund, and we went through to the quarterfinals that season. But yeah, Cucurella was horrible that first season. Now this season, he started off okay. He was okay. He got injured for like 3 months, as many of these players did, and he came back. We didn't have a left back because all of our left backs were injured. Ben Chilwell was out. He was out. Cole was out. Lewis Hall loaned out. We didn't have a left back. We played Levi Cole left back. We played Badiashile Shield left back. We played everybody left back basically. But we brought Cucurella back in. We inverted him. He played in midfield basically. When we were on the ball, he played in midfield. He gave us extra man in midfield, and he was brilliant. His ball retention is very good. He could pass really well. He can play a cut through pass as well, by the way, which is really good. I genuinely think Cucurella has potential if he stays and he plays that position, the inverted left back role under Enzo Maresca. Is he going to do that under Maresca? I have no idea. But if he does do that, great player. If he's playing left back normally like a wing back, he's not great, but I'd say he's potential. Now, the next player we have here is Chukwuemeka. Now, if I remember correctly, I think we spent 20 million on Chukwuemeka, and he has potential. I like the kid a lot. I remember when we first started the season, he started the first 2 games. He started the Liverpool game. I was surprised he started the Liverpool game, actually, but it was okay. He was meh. Then he started the West Ham game, scored in the West Ham game, and then got injured for 6-7 months, whatever it was for him. A long-term injury for Chukwuemeka, but I think if you take in his age, he's 21, 22 now, I think. He is a very talented footballer. I hope he goes out on loan this season because I think if he goes out on loan, he'll get game time. He'll show the world why he's such a good footballer. So yeah, for me, Chukwuemeka definitely has potential, and I think he can actually be one of our top players. Now the next player here I'm almost certain this is Omari Hutchinson. So Omari Hutchinson, we signed him from Arsenal's academy. I think it was a free transfer. I want to say it was a free transfer. And he played like maybe 3 games the first season. Then we loaned him out to Ipswich. And Ipswich, he was pretty bad at the start. And then in 2024, Ipswich got promoted. He was a big part of that. He was a goal scorer. He was great carrying the ball. You know how you look at players like James Maddison or Ebery Eze? You say he's a great ball carrier. He can play a nice pass. He can shoot from long range. He can shoot from anywhere. Omari Hutchinson was on the championship. Now the championship's an easier league than the Premier League, of course. But the fact that we're linked to selling him for 30 million for an academy player, look, I don't want to sell him because he's a good young player, but it's a good signing because we're gonna get a good profit off him because I'm pretty sure we got him for free. Okay, sorry, it's an undisclosed fee. So yeah, Hutchinson is definitely a good sign because if we don't play him, we're gonna get good money from him because he was really in the championships. Stonina, I don't know where to put him because he's legit. I think he came from the MLS, right? Did he come from Chicago Fire or was that I forgot. No, Petrovic was New England. He was Chicago Fire. Know nothing about him. He hasn't played a single game for us yet. I'll just put him in Mac. Cassidy, I don't rate him at all. I really do not rate Cassidy at all. I think the lad at Leicester was poor. First half of the season under Enzo Mercica, actually. We got him for free from Inter Milan. He had a little bit of hype around him. Not hype because no one really talked about him like that, but I'll put him has potential. I don't see him being in our future plans, but he's a young player. We gotta give him the benefit of the doubt. Fofana. Oh man. 75 million on Wesley Fofana. First season he was injury spelled. He played like 30 games, maybe 20 games for us. Second season he played a single game for us because he was injured in preseason. Came back in training. The first day of training he got injured again, out for the season. At the moment he's a horrible signing because we spent 75 million on a center back, and taking that we need center backs right now because our defense is leaky. At the time we had 39-year-old Thiago Silva and the worst back four I've ever seen in my life. Every center back that we saw was horrible. Fofana was meant to be the savior of our defense actually because he's a very composed, good passer, very quick center back with a lot of power. Just has not shown it at all, Fofana. So yeah, put him horrible signing. I still remember the first season. I was under Lampard, played against United, conceded a penalty, got spun about 3 times by Martial and Rashford. I think it was Martial, but Rashford for sure was there. And yeah, we got cooked that game. But yeah, I think Wesley Fofana, if he actually stays fit, good player. Not a 75 million pound defender, but a good player. Okay, next up we have another player who we got for free, and he was just kind of meh. He didn't play a lot under Graham Potter, under Tuchel that season. Karia came from Juventus. I genuinely thought we had the Kante kind of regen at that time because I think Zakaria at the time was like 25, maybe 26. He had good potential, good player, great. He's quick, good to win the ball back, and he can score a goal. I remember the games that he did play for Zakaria, he was solid. I thought he was good, but he just didn't play at all. So put him in meh. He wasn't a horrible signing because he wasn't bad for us. He just didn't play. He was a lone player, so we didn't have much risk. And now we have Aubameyang. Now, it is absolutely not his fault why he did poorly. It is absolutely not his fault. In the end, it's a horrible signing because he spent so much money paying the guy because he came from Barcelona. He's a big name. Tuchel wanted him. He wanted to come because of Tuchel. We sacked Tuchel after a week on the transfer window ended. Potter didn't want to play him as our only striking option because everybody else was injured. Havertz was our only striker, and he wasn't even a pure striker. So we signed Aubameyang. I mean, he just wasn't good enough, but at the same time, it's not his fault at all. I don't blame him one bit. I just wish we saw more of him. And even if he sucked, I just wanted to see him more at Chelsea. But we loaned him out to Marseille now this season. He scored 30 goals. Yeah, Aubameyang, I feel bad for the guy. I genuinely do because I think if on another day, he could have been good. Unfortunately, he's not. And Fofana is next. This is David Dacho Fofana. Signed him in January, I think, right? This was the first of the January signings in 2023. And he's meh. He's just... I don't even know how to describe him. He was another striker. We signed him because we had no strikers. Didn't play. Even though we didn't have a striker, he didn't play. This season, we loaned him out to Union Berlin. Got in a fight with his coach or his players. I don't remember his teammates. I think it was his coach. Brought him back, and then he went to Burnley on loan. He was the best player, but it doesn't seem much because Burnley suck. I don't rate him one bit. I think he's too slow. I think his finishing is so bad. Not strong enough for the league. He's just reminds me of Tammy Abraham. I didn't rate Tammy Abraham at Chelsea one bit. So now, this next one's interesting. This is oh my god, sorry, Benoit Badiashile. Now, Badiashile, when we first got him, I didn't have much expectation about him. I didn't even know we were signing him. He was like 35 million, center back from Monaco. Good player at that time. First 5 months at Chelsea, he was very good. Our best center back with Thiago Silva. We had a decent partnership. Then he got injured in preseason again. He was injured for the first 2 months or so. Stayed fit since, but he's been so trashed. This season, I genuinely believe he was horrible. Absolutely horrible. He can't pass, he can't run, he can't head, he can't defend, he can't do anything right. The only thing that he is good for is his left foot, because he's left-footed. And we have Levi Cole and we have him as our left-footer center backs. He's meh. He's so meh. He's not even our potential, because I genuinely don't think he's going to be a good center back for us in the future. So now this guy I do believe is going to have potential. Andre Santos. That's Andre Santos. Yeah, Andre Santos. Had a killer season at Strasbourg, which is our partner team. Didn't play at all for us. We were telling Steve Cooper to play him. Didn't play him a single minute, basically. Brought him back, loaned him out again to Strasbourg. He had man-to-man performances after man-to-man performances for Strasbourg. Genuinely going to be a great player in the future, and I think he has so much potential to be a future midfielder for us. We do have a lot of future midfielders in this team, as you can see in this upcoming list, but I like Andre Santos a lot, so I'm going to say it has potential. Now, next up, I'm going to put him in top signing. The reason I'm putting him in top signing is because I genuinely believe that we signed a star player. Did it work out? Absolutely not. We spent so much sign-on bonuses and stuff for João Felix, but in terms of a big name at Stamford Bridge that we desperately needed at the club because we were so bad that season. He brought excitement, he brought joy, he brought just so many great individual moments at the club. His dribbling was incredible, his passing was elite, his finishing needed a little bit better, but I didn't really care. We signed a world-class player at the club. Did it work out? No, we signed him for 6 months and then left and went to Barcelona on loan. We were going to sign him permanently. Guess what? We didn't, because he was so expensive. Atletico wanted 100+ million for him. No way he's gonna get that for João Felix, but I genuinely thought we had a world-class player in the Premier League here. Yeah, top signing to me. I think he's genuinely top signing because we signed a world-class player. He was world-class when he played. It's unfortunate on this debut he got a red card. Now, this one's hard to rank. It's a big divide amongst the Chelsea community about this guy, Mudryk. I'm putting him there. He's not a horrible signing one bit. I think we spent around 65 on add-ons, maybe 80, 90 million for Mudryk. He was 21 when we signed him. Incredibly raw player. Now, here's what I'll say about Mudryk is that his first season, first of all, his first half season at Chelsea was horrible. I genuinely did not know what he was good at. He was quick. He showed one great glimpse at Liverpool against Liverpool at Anfield. We all saw that run, but then he just sucked the next 6 months. Started the season, Pochettino refused to play the guy. He was never allowed to play for some reason. I don't know why. Slot him into the team, scored against Arsenal, scored against Fulham, then dropped him against Burnley the next day, and then we played him again. We kept dropping and changing him. I want to see a player develop. Pochettino does not develop these young players one bit. Mudryk did not get developed one bit. I think his finishing is really bad. He has potential to finish. We've seen long shots of him. He can't shoot. He needs confidence. That's one thing. He definitely needs confidence. He's so fast. He can beat any fullback in the world, in my opinion. I've seen games of Mudryk against Everton, against Villa, against Bournemouth. He skinned his right back every single time. He was so good against the right back. His end product needs a bit of touch. That's where this kind of like coaching comes into him, because he needs coaching. He's a very raw player from Ukraine. He came in with very little experience. He was basically like good player, really good player. I can see the upside of him. It's just we need to take some time to let him settle in. He's in a whole new country. His country was just coming out of a war, for God's sake. Like, let the guy live for a bit. I'm going to be very patient with Mudryk. There's some players I won't be patient with. I'm patient with Mudryk. I think he has so much potential to be such a good player for us. So I'm going to keep it very, very high. Madueke is a good signing. I think, look, we needed an English winger. We signed him from the Dutch league somehow. 35 million. At the latter half of this season, he was really good. I genuinely thought he was really good on the right wing. Just when Enzo went down and Madueke came into the team, and he was good. He was really good. Direct winger, I like that. Left foot. He's a bit one-dimensional sometimes. Sometimes he just doesn't know what to do when he gets to the byline. But other than that, I think he's a good player. He's positive. He's a bit childish. Happens. You know, he's young. I think Madueke has good potential. It's a good signing. He was a cheap player as well for a young winger, so we'll take it. Top signing. 100% top signing. And you'll say nothing about Malo Gusto, so I think it's a top signing. I think he's such a good right back. And he's a backup to Reece James, by the way. So I think this guy, Malo Gusto, I'm so glad we signed him, because we needed depth. Reece James got injured for the first God knows how long. Gusto came in, perfect player. And he got injured. We had no right back. We played Zazie right back. We played Gilchrist left right back. We were all over the place. Gusto's a fantastic player. And I think Cucurella was playing right back for some time. But yeah, Gusto's a good player, man. I think he's going to be sensational down the line. Now, whether or not we sell Reece James and keep Gusto to be that starting right back, I don't know what's going to happen. But Gusto for sure is one to watch out for. He's a great player. Now we have an interesting one. This guy is... So he's another one that's divided amongst Chelsea fans, because some people see the quality of him, some don't. I'm one of those that don't see the quality in him. So for me, as of now, the most expensive midfielder in the world, World Cup winner, young player of the tournament, what does he do good? What is he good at? Enzo Fernandez. I think he's so just like... I don't know what to make of him, because the problem with this is that he cannot be in a double pivot, cannot be a solo 8, he cannot be a 10, can't be a wide player, can't pick up the ball from deep because he demands the ball too much, and his passing range isn't good enough to be someone to pick up the ball from deep and play a pass. He's not strong enough, he's too slow, he can't command midfield, and we spent 120 million on him. This is one of the players I can't be patient with, because I expect him to be good right now. He won a World Cup for Argentina starting. How can he not come into our team and be incredible? Now, look, I'll just put this out there. 6 months into this first season at Chelsea, great player. But that got us a little bit too hyped about him, because now we were calling him better than Bruno Guimaraes. We were calling him better than, like, I don't know, Thomas Partey or whoever, Declan Rice, right? He's not. He's nowhere close to them at the moment. Yeah, I know he was injured. He was injured. He was playing through injection pills. He was injured for the whole season. I know he loves Chelsea. I know he loves the club. I know he loves the badge. But we have to see results coming. And if I don't see it next season, I'm sorry, we have to sell you. He's not good enough. If we're getting what we saw this season next season, I'm sorry, we have to sell him, because he's not good enough for the club. He's absolutely not good enough for the club. And we're gonna have to cut our losses on him, because I don't think he's good enough at all. I'm hoping Enzo Maresca can find a way to utilize Enzo Fernandez, utilize Moises Caicedo as well, because the two together were poor together. Was it because Enzo Fernandez was injured? Sure, it could probably be that. But because to be fair to Enzo Fernandez, first month of the season, he was good, really good actually. Commended the Liverpool game, commended the West Ham game. He missed a penalty, that's fine, happens. Good against Luton, made a nice pass over the top for Sterling. We'll have to see what happens in the future because Enzo Fernandez at the moment is a horrible signing because we spent so much money on him and he didn't do well. Next up is This is Angelo Gabriel. Okay, he has potential. In preseason I saw him. He looked pretty good. Winger, bags of skill, flary. He went to Strasbourg, got injured for the whole year. I think it's ACL injury, and he wasn't great for Strasbourg, but he was like okay. Didn't score at all for them. I have blind faith in Angelo that he can do something well for us. Now he's probably gonna be one of those players that goes on loan every single season. But now we talk about João Felix being a top signing because he's a world class player. I'm just gonna say right now, Nkunku spent 55-60 million on the guy, 50 million, whatever it was. He's a world class player. I know he was injured his whole season at Chelsea. Basically, he's played like 12 games for us. Basically, he scored 3-4 goals. If we get him kicking off next season, I think we can be a top team in the league. Because remember, we played this whole season without Nkunku, Fofana, Lavia, like you know what I mean? We played this whole season without some. Reece James didn't play the whole season. Ben Chilwell didn't play the whole season. Like, imagine if we bring these players back and they're fully fit. We change our medical staff completely. This team is scary. It is genuinely scary. So I think once Nkunku's back, this team's gonna be really good. I'm putting him as top signing because I genuinely think he's a top signing. I think he's gonna be brilliant for us. So Nkunku, top signing. I saw him against Brighton, man. That guy was playing like a different kind of attacker. So next up we have Nicholas Jackson. Now Jackson is an interesting one because people view him as a flop. They view him as someone who can't score, can't create chances. He's a really bad finisher. But if you take in the statistics, he has like I think 17 goals this season. He's so good at finding space. He's a nuisance all around the pitch, and he's a really annoying player to play against. I think Nicholas Jackson is a good signing. Now, he wasn't signed to be our #1 striker. To me, that was Nkunku. Nkunku was meant to be that #1 striker for us. But because Nkunku was out the whole season, Nicholas Jackson's had to play that position the whole year, and he's had to play so many games and have so much expectation on him. I think he has so much good potential in him. Not a star, but like a good backup striker for us. You know how we had like back in the day, we would have Batshuayi, we'd have Loic Remy, we had Olivier Giroud. I think Nicholas Jackson is better, not that Olivier Giroud, but everyone else. And I think he has good potential to be like a clutch player for us, you know? When you need a goal, bring him off the bench, type striker. So I'm putting Jackson there. Next up is Dizazi, and I think he's horrible. I genuinely think he's horrible. I think he's too old to be considered a future signing. We spent 40 million on Dizazi, and he's just trash. He's so slow. He can't pass. He doesn't look confident at all defensively. He makes too many mistakes. He's just not a good player. I don't rate him one bit. We have to sell him. I think this season we should sell him. I think we should realize that he's not good enough for our team. He's absolutely not good enough for our team. I mean, he has passion for the team. That's not enough, though. I'm sorry, that's not enough. You have to be better than that. So Dizazi, horrible signing. Next up is Diego Moreira. He was a free transfer, so he's kind of just meh. I don't really care much about him. Free transfer, he kind of sucks. He went on loan to Lyon, I think, for like 6 months. He sucked at Lyon. Didn't play at all, and now he's just chilling, so he's just meh. Next up is Leslie Ogochukwu. Now, Ogochukwu, I wanted to spend 20 million. He was 18 when we signed him. He hasn't played because he's been injured. I don't know what he's good at either. I think he's strong, okay on the ball. He's not great on the ball. He's okay. He's not an amazing player. He'll play one of those guys that get loaned out a bunch, and yeah, so I'm putting Ogochukwu as meh. I think that's as much as I can get him right now. I don't think he has potential. I think he's just meh. Robert Sanchez is horrible. I'm sorry. He's not a good goalkeeper. We signed him because he had a reputation of being a good shot stopper. He can, at Brighton, he was a good goalkeeper after Matt Ryan left. Robert Sanchez took that spot. 2-3 years of Robert Sanchez. And then Brighton realized he's not good enough. They need a player that can play on the ball. Jason Steele did that for them. So Jason Steele was the #1 choice. Robert Sanchez dropped to the bench. We signed Robert Sanchez. He cannot kick, cannot clear. He cannot pass. He's an okay shot stopper, but not good enough for me to say. Because the reality is, right, Robert Sanchez is not the right goalkeeper for our team because we have the ball. If we didn't have the ball and we didn't need to create from the goalkeeper up and have distribution, it's okay. If you're playing for a team like a Luton, like a Burnley, like a Fulham, I don't know, a goalkeeper just needs to shot stop. He doesn't need to kick. He doesn't need to play these intricate passes like an Ederson, like a Ramsdale, like a David Raya. You need a shot stop. Robert Sanchez is perfect. For a team that's challenging and needs possession and needs precise passes, precise movements, he's not the right keeper for it. So I think in another system, he'll be a really good goalkeeper, but for a big team, he cannot be a big team goalkeeper. So Petrovic is just meh. I'm going to be real with you. I don't rate him at all. I don't rate him as a goalkeeper at all. I think it's just so hard to like quantify a goalkeeper's worth nowadays because the best goalkeepers in the world are not... Goalkeepers are such a hard position to play because you're going to get criticized no matter what. Petrovic was not good for me because he's not confident. Shot stopping is not good enough. He gets beat at his near post too often. Can't reach for some reason. I don't know why. I think his like awareness of the game and his knowledge of the game is just not up to like the standards of Chelsea. Will he be #1 next season? I hope not. I really don't want him to be. He's a good backup. If we... Okay, I'll put him as good signing only because he is a good backup. I don't think he expected to play this season. He did play this season. He's a good signing because we spent I don't know, it's like 12 million on him. He was a good backup goalkeeper if you ever need long-term goalkeeper. We'll take him, whatever. Now so far I have to put Lavia here because he's been horrible, but I think in the future he is here. He's played 12 minutes of first team football for Chelsea, 62 million from Southampton. He's played 0 games. He's played 12 minutes against Palace, and that's it. Oh, we saw Lavia this season. He's a horrible signing because he's not played at all this season. So remember, though, if Lavia comes back, when Lavia comes back next season, we have Lavia, we have Nkunku, we have Reece James, we have Fofana. We got 6 without them, so imagine them in the team now. Lavia, I think, will start. I think he's better at the position that Caicedo plays. And Caicedo, which we're going to get to now, actually, in my opinion, is a good signing. I think he's so quality. I'm going to make a video later on about how good this guy is, because I genuinely think he's not generation. That's too far. But he's a class player. He's such a good player. People don't recognize it because of his price tag. The price tag tends to kind of cloud people's visions about a player, because you think of the price tag and just think, okay, paid this amount of money for him. He's not good enough immediately. You don't watch the game to realize how good the player is, right? Some players, you just look at them and you just think they're not worth it. Like Jack Grealish, 100 million. Is he worth 100 million if he just dribbles left and right and passes backwards? Yes, because he's raw on the pitch is so valuable to City. Caicedo's worth 115 million. Why? Because he's so valuable on the pitch for us. And I think he's a player that can elevate us to top 4. Enzo Fernandez cannot do that. I'm sorry. Enzo Fernandez is just... What Caicedo does on the ball, he's better at doing Enzo's job and his own job more than Enzo is doing at his job. That shows the levels of Chelsea right now. If Caicedo can do it. Now, Enzo obviously is injured. I genuinely think Caicedo's amazing. So, be on the lookout because Caicedo's a phenomenal player. We have David Washington. He's just has potential. He hasn't played at all. Even when we need strikers to play, he didn't play. I don't know why. Played Broya ahead of him. Played Cole Palmer as a center forward, false 9. So, has potential. That's about it. And now we have the best signing of them all, Cole Palmer. He is just phenomenal. He is absolutely brilliant. You don't get many players who, in their first season at a club when they sign for 40 million, and he just elevates your team individually and just like as a team and does this. That's incredible, unbelievable. So I think fair play, Cole Palmer. He's absolutely killed it this season. He's such a good player. I'm gonna be real with you. When I saw Cole Palmer got signed instead of Elise, I was thinking Elise, good player, but is he gonna score you 10 to 15 goals in the Premier League? I think Cole Palmer's gonna do that. Absolutely not. Now I also didn't know Cole Palmer's going to take penalties because I had no idea he could take penalties like that. Did I expect Cole Palmer to score 25 goals this season, 12, 13 assists in his first professional season as a first team player? Absolutely not. Will he keep doing that? No, absolutely not. It is not sustainable what he's doing right now. Not many wingers have the ability to carry a team on his back and score that many. Mo Salah is generational for that reason. Mo Salah scored 31 goals his first season as a Liverpool player. Yes, he had experience, of course, but he had 31 goals in his first Premier League season as a Liverpool player. Cole Palmer's not going to sustain that. Mo Salah can sustain it because of the system he plays in. Cole Palmer is by himself. He's absolutely by himself. And it's going to be tough for him to maintain 22 goals. Now, if we get 12 penalties this season and Cole Palmer takes all 12 penalties, then sure, he can do it. But are we going to get that? Probably not. Cole Palmer, top player, top signing, the best signing under Boehly so far, and that is the end of the list. So thank you guys all for watching. Stay tuned for more videos on football related topics. I've heard to see maybe like an Arsenal version with Arteta, maybe a United version with Ten Hag, maybe a City version with Guardiola. That could be pretty fun. So yeah, stay tuned for football videos all day. Hopefully weekly I'll make some football videos, and yeah, see you in a little bit.